Ladies and gentlemen, this is Victor Daffrece, and you're watching Face2Face Podcast. And in today's episode, I have got an interesting guest, and I believe you'll be looking forward to watch us have a very interesting conversation. My guest is Johnny Banda, or Mr. Zembani. As you already know that he is son to the late legendary Sir Soldier Lucius Banda. Johnny, welcome to Face2Face Podcast.
Thank you so much, Victor.
How are you, man?
I'm all right. How are you?
All good, bro.
Great.
All good, bro. So let us set our chat rolling. Johnny, so many people know you as Lucius Banda's son. But before the public knew Mr. Zembani, who was Johnny Banda when growing up?
That's a long story. Eh?
Yeah.
But he was one, in the beginning, one mischievous kid, trying out everything, and everything and anything you can think of. But from an earlier stage, I was very keen on doing music. And it was a trouble to actually get me to go to school than actually get to do music and all of that, because we got to strike an agreement with the Indisable School and my drumsticks. But as I grew, I got calm and all of that. You know, kids being kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty much me. Yeah.
So talk about your interest in music. Growing up under the custody of a legendary musician like Soldier Lucius Banda was, did you see some sort of intent in Lucius Banda to see you becoming a music superstar?
I can say yes, and I can also say no. Because from the onset, like I said, I was one that's very keen on doing it. And ndo mwana wanga with the childish, I think it was the childishness and all of that.
Yeah.
But my perception was you don't have to go to school if you choose to do music. You don't have to go to school, for example, if you choose to do carpentry and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Because with my, I think, 3 or 4 years old age, that's what I thought life was like. But he kept stressing it that it doesn't matter whether you choose to go to whether you choose to do music or whatsoever, any talent-based career, you still need education. It's, I think the song Mabiri in Bigira School best elaborates that.
Yeah.
But as I grew and when I showed interest that I want to do music, that's when he started getting intent about it. Like, okay, I can help you. Okay, show me what do you have in mind. He wasn't trying to have a tight grip on me, but he was just letting me roam freely. And then like, okay, I have this idea. What do you think? Oh, I've recorded this. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah.
So Mafuno Tuzi, I want you to give us a glimpse of the kind of household that you grew up in. You know, what was it like growing up in a household that was headed by one of Malawi's biggest music stars, that Soldier Lucius Banda was, while being exposed to realities of life and, of course, public life, you know, and pretty much politics. You know, your dad was into politics. So I want to understand the exposure that you had at that particular time. What was it like? What was the atmosphere at home?
It was a big and packed house because we saw all the Bele counters, the Malaga Maliros, the Sam Smokelis, everyone. Wendy Hara was, they were all aunties and uncles.
Yeah.
I remember one time we weren't having dinner on the dining table because we're having like 11, if not 12 people in the house.
Yeah.
So when they're dishing up dinner, they had to use big pots for everybody to eat. And I grew accustomed to that with the nyumba menekale yonke. 11, 12 and all that. So when I go to my auntie's place or my uncle's place and you find like there's just 3 people, I'll be shocked like, why are there very few people here? Where is everybody?
Yeah.
But it was that packed, and there are people from different walks of life. Everyone trying to get assistance in music and all of that. They now they want assistance with school and everything that Magolo were doing.
Yeah.
But it was pretty much a normal household because I think it's our tradition. Kusunga anthu ambiri mbiri, kuzoti kusunga achibale and all of that. So it was pretty much a normal Malawian type of life.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that unakamba ko dzina la one of the music greats that actually shoot up the same period like your dad shoot up, Billy Kaunda. You know, there's that back then panali mpekesa zonna kuti Madala ndi Billy Kaunda panali ngati ka beef kena kake chanchani. And then the fact that you've mentioned that Billy Kaunda would show up at home having dinner with you guys, you know, give people the picture. I mean, what was the reality like? Did Dad have any beef with big stars then?
Maybe there was, but
Yeah.
I was probably too young to actually
young to understand.
get to, okay, this is what's going down.
Yeah,
But I don't think you dine with people that you're having beef with.
I don't think so too.
Because I mean,
yes.
if you and I are beefing,
Yeah.
how would I even accommodate you in my house?
No, that wouldn't be a possibility. So your father was not only a musician, but he was also a vocal critic of those in power.
Yeah.
Utamvera nyimbo za mbili za Lucius Banda,
Hey.
criticizing regimes. As a child, did you understand why his music and political views often generated controversy? Did you understand kuti Dala madagemba nyimbo zamaza kandi backlash nage on the other side of the people that his music was targeting at?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As I grew, like I said, I
Yeah.
think it started all making sense.
Yeah.
Especially with the change in regimes, like because I mean,
Yeah.
there's some of us that take criticism and laugh about it, and sometimes you get to pull the person close, like, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? Walk me through it. Where do you think I would have done better?
Yeah.
Where do you think I can correct?
Yeah.
There are some that don't take criticism like that. Komano, I feel it's a point that it's all taken on how you also the criticism is delivered. But as I grew, I got to understand it when I started seeing the pressure, the security concerns he would have.
Yeah.
He would just be concerned. Would I know? Let's say you can't freely travel, you can't freely go play around and all of that.
Yeah.
Things like those. Pena kufika point he would have to tell us if it's not me or your mom or your aunties that you know
Yeah.
don't let them pick you up at school. Then we're like, what's going on? Then agona kabola zakutenga mojelo omata kukwela galamo yakwa Victor Daffrece would dead.
Yeah.
Akadaba kuti wafika kale. Yeah. So with time we got to understand what I think this is a depth, and especially when he got arrested, that's when we got to say, oh, okay. Yeah, so pretty much that was that's when I think it started making sense. Oh, okay, I think I got to appreciate and understand the depth of it all. Yeah.
No, we'll have an in-depth discussion about his arrest and what have you, because that was, the climax of his advocacy for human rights and political commentary. But then I wanted to understand this from you. Kuti, I say, soldier, mena machuga. Tikamava mbili makolo athu akamaruza amanati soja janachuka ali achichepere about 23 25 atahita kale 25 mwana wang'ono mapezeka kuimba zinyimbo zoti zikuponda phazi anthu amene ali amphamvu muzikomo. So you being son to him, do you think you are as courageous as your dad was?
We can say yes and we can say no.
Okay.
Courageous in other aspects.
Yes, because by DNA, anyway, you carry Lucius Banda's genes, but why no?
I think it also stems from trauma and seeing the pain that it caused to family. So it was one of those things that him and I would discuss. Let's say we're driving late at night from a certain gig. But we'll be having those evening chats. And then he'll be like, you know what, my son, whatever you do, I think just stay away from politics. You want to do music, just do normal music. Because then, I mean, people go at great lengths. We've seen people, I mean, we've even heard assassinations, attempted assassinations and all of that stuff. So you never know whom you're singing about, the length they can go to. Also, we would see the times that, I remember it was in 2011, I think, kuna jirega mademo. The speculations that they'll come with Denny, and I say it was a really crazy time because Ndala had to get us ugadi sungisa wa gogo.
Hey.
And
in Balaga.
And we're like, what's going on? And by then, of course, I'm almost done with high school. And at least I can articulate, okay, this is what's going on and all of that. Oh, Nyimbu, he's working on something like, this is what I'm working on. Like, Then the album was out and all of that happened. Then people like, know the guys and all of that stuff. Then it was one of those few times I could see the fear in him, like, whatever can happen, I can handle it. So he had to get us gogs and all of that. Then seeing all of that, being a person that's grown up in such a setting, you sometimes think, okay, do I want my kids to go through this too? He may have survived it, but I may not survive a bullet. So it's such situations that you be like, I think for peace of mind, for also my kids to have a proper upbringing, I think let them have that peace of mind. Dad is out, he'll come back home.
You know, Johnny, you're laying out a very interesting picture of the life soldier of the late soldier Lucius Banda, because if you look at as people that were you know, the lovers of his music, fans and whatnot, all we saw was this courageous soldier. Son of a poor man that was fighting for people. That was the voice of the voiceless. But we didn't know that back at home he could be vulnerable. And you know, he could have some fears as a human being. So indeed, that's really interesting. But you know, muntu ja sanali muntu wamba. Komano wama nakuti familiarity breeds contempt. Kuti chintu koma chikakodi chiti pafupi ndi wewe, chima kuphwekera maso. You don't really appreciate kuti chintu chini value than outside. But then I wanted to understand from you, kuti, what was the time when you realized kuti nkulu yidu si muntu wamba oyo?
I think there are too many times. One of the funniest, I remember, I think my uncles always tell me this story because I'm sure people that have grown up in places like, let's say, Balaga, my smaller districts, you get a lot of activity. Let's say you want to go get stuff, but I have to be down. I mean, even here in Blantyre, you say that. I want to find down. Then I would want to see the outside Pambiri. Then they'll be like, to find down, to go and and be there now. And then Pops will be like, I'm thinking. Then I remember, I think later, and Abamyanji. Then should be C5 not Yawo, one of those albums. So we're in town. Then you know Misiga Majoda Amagulisama radio. Now I think every shop, every bench had radios playing his music. So it was as if I'm gonna stretch like a kilometer and you're hearing the song. Bar number 4, bar number 7. Then I kept wondering, I couldn't understand what was going on. I was like, how come a dad of Vega? That's Nyumba. That's when I was like, wait, so that guy is famous, huh? Everybody listens to him. Then as I grew up, and I would see it when the several times he'd come pick me up at school, and my fellow students would flock at him. I'm like, oh, okay. They're calling him soldier, but that's dad. And it was weird to me. Like, you'd be like, Lucius Banda, Bo. Then you'd be like, Bo. Then I would get angry, like, wait.
That's my dad.
Hey, that's my dad.
Calling him by first name.
Hey, why are you calling him that?
Yeah.
Because to me, and I didn't see him in the light that this is Lucius Banda, the man everybody knows. But I got to understand Kudisi Munhuamba when I saw him brushing shoulders with, the presidents and all of those people.
Yeah.
And the few times that he would be like, he has a meeting with Kusanjiga, then he would be like, okay, just wait in the car, I have a meeting. And we were like, okay, everyone's saluting at him. I think this is not a regular person.
Yeah. So you know what? The fantasies that most kids have, kids that perhaps whose parents were not as famous as Lucius Banda was. The fantasies that most kids would have is, I wish my dad was famous. I wish my dad was rich, so that when I'm in school, I should tell everybody that's my daddy. Yeah. Did you have such temptations to go out and say, you know what, Lucius Banda is my dad, and you know what, that's my dad? Did you have such temptations as a kid?
No. In fact, I kept it hidden.
Yeah.
I didn't like the idea of people knowing who I was.
Ah, wow.
It's something that I struggle even till today. I don't like it when, let's say, I'm at some place and you meet people, new people, like, oh, Johnny, oh, yes, hi, how are you? And there's word for it, farming and all of that stuff. It irritates me in a way because to me, I'm like, I'm just a regular person like you.
Yeah.
Just that maybe I stand on that stage and, Komano, it's something that I dislike more than like. So throughout life, I think growing up, I've always disliked the extra attention. I have always loved being treated like a normal person because the annoyance of it is one thing that's plagued me, especially my family, is if, let's say, for example, maybe I go Blanda Market, and 17. When I go, it's going to be 15,000.
Yeah.
So it's those things that you miss it.
Yeah.
When you're driving home, you're walking home, I can't freely take walks. Let me walk. You can't freely walk without getting the weird eyes. It comes with the job, but it gets a little boring because you don't have a normal life.
Yeah.
You can't freely walk in the streets you grew up walking.
Yeah.
So as a boa, you become a nocturnal animal.
Yeah.
So that's saying you feel like a normal person. Yes. I can drive with windows down. I can walk kumibawa.
Yeah.
And nobody will be like, is that Victor?
Yeah.
So I didn't like it. I know it's weird, and even my friends were like, you're strange, man. You're a weirdo. I would jump at that opportunity, but it brought the unnecessary bullying, the unnecessary tension, and all of that. Maybe it carries a story that the teacher went through, or someone that's in a higher position than you was pinched by that song. You'd find that they are holding resentment on you. So it was that type of, it's been that type of situation. I think I would rather just be Johnny.
Now, obviously, you and Dad grew up in two separate generations, yeah?
Yeah.
And of course, you had two different upbringings. I was lucky that in his lifetime I ever interacted with Lucius Banda, and whenever he was narrating his story, he would say that I used to go to school, been a bare feet. Sometimes I not double show what about stage for the Nkaimba as a 15. He didn't have shoes. Magona nyumba ya mauzu. Sometimes he could see the sky, in the evening. So you can appreciate Udi anagula moyo vudiga, quite frankly. And then you wakula mu family nakuti adao nosopano anazitolera anabapeza dola kugulisa ma records, and then mafana no mukula pachinyezi ino. So did he take interest to teach you as kids kuti afana moyo madere sukuti ineso nakula pachinyezi mene no mwakulira?
Oh yeah.
Did he have such a time with you guys?
Oh yeah. He one thing I'm thankful about him is he wasn't that type of a father that Ajawudi wangova galimoto yalowa mafana gear walowa kuchimikati apa wati play basi ngati machira ndi steni basi ino mukaplay dala ungapeza masiteni aloka. He was that dad that, you know, kids being kids, he would find us dancing pakomo because we're excited he's home. He was, besides being a dad, he was a friend. He was that person that you could have jokes with, mugemulan and all of that stuff, kungalolan and all of that crazy stuff. That was him. So he wouldn't shy away from telling stories. I remember he would always roast us about how we take our time eating. And he was narrating his story with mpunga lusiri matafuna. Like, huh?
I was so jealous.
Mpunga siri matafuna. Like, wanji? Like, how? Ndozi ngomeza. Like, panga. Takula mofutike. Then he would narrate kuti if sinange makhala kuti moyo ovutike and mpunga it was like a luxury. And then you know, many Christmas and stuff like that. And then he says my late grandma would tell him she used to call him Juma iwe ukhala ndi njala uzingomeza so amango tuda no basi mangora kumangomeza. Then I was like, okay, so if you just swallow rice, I mean, shouldn't you do the same with Nsima? Komano, you would get good, okay, I think it was a matter of good, ndiji as much as I can. Then then he made it in life a point that he got to choose whether I don't want to eat rice, I want to eat jagodi. But he didn't shy away from telling us what life was like growing up.
Now, on a lighter note, I wanted to understand, you know, the natural instincts of a father, the strictness that is attached to fatherhood, you know, as regards, but as regards to your sister, you know, I'll attach this question to some of his songs that he did, you know, about love, about a strict dad, not wanting his daughter to get married to a poor guy, you know. He has done a song, even though his music had balanced message. Bagira and Hoganda would have talked to Masu Bagira and who wouldn't dolemera anawasa kwadire. You know, he has had such type of music. Now, I not to review the details of how he parented Laura, your sister, but can you just share us a little bit of you know, the strictness of Lucius Banda's fatherhood towards your sister?
I can't really describe it or define it. He was, I think, it was about the same type of level, but they're quite tight, those two. And Chamwini, the funny thing, was inspired by a Nigerian movie.
Okay.
And I remember when he started working on it, he was like, I'm writing a song and I want it to be done, I want the video to be like a movie. Then I remember we're driving from, I think, Balaka coming here to Blantyre. And I think we photos a video from something around Manjaira or Chingeni. I remember Lirangwe. You can be a video. I want it to be like this, I want it to be like that, I want it to be like that. Then Komano, it's things that, of course, in music, when you put out a work like that, people automatically assume, okay, that's what you want for your kids and all of that. But he wasn't like that. He was one person that, if anything, encouraged her to be one independent young lady, one that fends for herself. She shouldn't just be dependent on the guy. And if you take a closer look at Laura, she's pretty much exactly that. She's one heck of a hustler.
Fantastic. Now, let us get down a little bit harder. Your father experienced arrests and political confrontations during his career. How old were you when you first became aware of those challenges, and what impact did they have on you as the firstborn son, and of course generally on your family?
I think I was 10 by then. It should be 2005. That was the first arrest that I could actually make sense of. And all of that. But I saw when he was arrested. I thought, what's all this about and all of that. Then I thought, politics. So ndio mwana wangu zitengela kuda maybe just for questioning and all of that.
Yeah.
Then as I grew, that's when I got to understand the depth of prison. Komano, I remember when he was arrested, I think that was in 2005.
Yeah.
Then the next day I went to school, so it was out in the papers and bullying went on at school.
Yeah.
Then me being me, I fought back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, my dad wasn't one thing he never told us was when they slap you on this cheek, give them the other cheek. No. He told us, okay, punch them, they should knock out.
Yes.
Take them down as Azuge, so they should never try it again.
Yeah.
That was him.
Yeah.
And he taught each and every one of us, Woody, when they slap you, punch them real hard.
Yeah.
So I would get bullied and all of that, but I think I was in grade 4 by then. Then it should be grade 4 or 5. You're getting bullied by seniors, then you're answering back, and they're like, so, Komano, with time, especially I think that was in 2006, I noticed the shifts kwambiri. They're removing us from day schooling.
Yeah.
Especially in Lilongwe, they found a boarding school for us. Then I would be with him, then he'd be telling me, like, okay, you guys need to go into boarding school, Johnny, so that your mom can handle everything, whilst I'm gone. Then, no man like, then you're sentenced. Then, by then, I don't know what I think, I'm boarding. Then it went on. So it was that time that I got to understand, okay, so all of that movement, it was prepping for this. We had to lock up the house in Lilongwe and all of that stuff. But okay, we should focus on Balaka. Then okay, the workers are Lilongwe and all of that. But okay, these ones we need to lay them off, guy. The band even had to downsize. But okay, he's not around. Just the main band. Their projects were still in the pipeline. It had to be put on hold and all of that. So, as the first one, I got to see what it was like. I remember, I think it was on my, should be my 10th birthday. It was like the first birthday he wasn't around.
Wow.
So I was used with, okay, my birthday, dad always shows up.
Yeah.
Then I would forget good it's even my birthday. I would just remember, Mastena Wunduza or Ntizi has woken me up, happy birthday. Then that day of school, then the teachers were like, oh, it's John's birthday today. Then Mona would okay, Mpanga Masana, Dalo Jasana because him being him, okay, I would like to see him. I'm rushing to be the guy. I just want to see him. I should drop the cake and see if
Yeah.
So it was. That's when I got to understand the weight of it. Oh, okay. So even such moments, he can't come out no matter how much you want him out. Yeah.
So that was indeed a traumatizing experience for a 10-year-old kid. Now, I wanted to understand, when you sit down, have your own memories, back on your mind when you're having a recollection of that traumatizing experience, don't you resent the system or the people that were behind whatsoever your dad passed through, or it is just water under the bridge? There are no grudges, or you just let it slide?
I think on that one I can quote Mabala.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something that you can't really just sweep it under the mat. Because I mean it leaves a permanent mark. It left an indelible mark. Okay, you can't forget. So Komano, I mean,
yeah,
Jesus tells us to forgive. So you forgive,
absolutely.
because if you can't forgive, then how will you be forgiven?
But at least you garnered some lessons to say that if I want to step on people's toes, I need to be very careful because there are some reprisals.
Oh yeah,
You are so careful
and
about that, yeah?
it's one thing that, and he always told me like, I remember would always have this chats when you're sparring and all of that. He had this tendency where he would drive in. Then when I would be caught up unlocking the door, then when I unlock the door, he'd be said like,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
Boxing. Then we'd go into all of that,
Yeah.
dads being dads.
Yeah.
Then he would always tell me like, in life, you need to, before you start a fight, you need to be certain, when I start this fight, will I win? If I don't draw, I have to win.
Yeah.
Because if I don't do any of those two, then I'm dead.
Yeah.
So it's one thought that's always stuck to my mind, Woody. Before you start any fight, you need to be aware, okay, this is where to go. And it's always haunted me like, okay, if I start a fight with Victor, what's the greatest lengths that Victor can go at to fight me? So am I ready for that?
Yeah.
Am I willing to go that far?
Yeah.
Okay, if he goes this far, will I go 2 steps extra?
Yeah.
Come on, so what will those 2 extra steps be? Yeah.
So, Johnny, much is said about Lucius Banda's achievements, but less is said about your mother's contribution or your mother's role. What do you think people or Malawians or Lucius Banda's fans do not appreciate enough about the contribution of your mom towards the success of Lucius Banda and generally your family?
A lot of people think, she's just a stay-at-home mom. But as I grew, especially when we were talking about conversations, okay, I'm dating, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he'd always tell me like, okay, this is what you should look for in a partner.
Yeah.
And he didn't refrain from straining the point, Woody, make sure you find a partner like your mother.
Yeah.
If you want to succeed in life, find a partner like your mother. And from an early stage, I was like, okay, can you go into greater detail on that?
Yeah.
With time, I got to understand. Then I'll be chatting with Master Danny, then they're explaining how they started and all of that. Then Dalo would explain. So I started putting 1 + 1 and getting to 2. Or how 1 + 1 got to 3. So Kwambili, she's one very reserved person, and I think we took that part from her, keeping stuff private, and also shining the limelight.
Yeah.
But she's played a huge role. It's my dad would always say like, she's the backbone of my success, and I wouldn't have been half of the man I am without that woman.
Yeah.
So with time, I got to appreciate and understand, okay, I think this is what he meant.
And as a matter of fact, the public knows that your mother stood by your father during those politically turbulent periods. What are some of the strongest memories of that particular season of the Banda family that you still keep about your mom?
Actually, by then she was expecting.
Yeah, maybe that.
Yeah. So my mom's routine, it was I think 4 days a week. She would drive from Balaka to Zomba, see Madala, then to Blantyre, to Pushikanzaku Koti, and see us to school, then drive to Balaka.
Wow.
4 times a week. This is a woman that's expecting. That was her schedule. And Agafika Kunyumba, she would have to. She's one business mind, and it's the business acumen one really came from her. And my old man was blessed with ideas.
Yeah.
He would come to you, Victor, and you leave it at that. So he would have an idea, then he starts it, then he leaves it in her hands. Then she would sit down and and all of that. So she would come home, then she has to check on, let's say, adverts for the band and all of that. She has to check ulochi, okay, I check Zakuminda and all of that stuff. Then she should follow up Zaifi with school. She should follow up, okay, Zagu court and all of that stuff. Yeah.
So, quite frankly, music runs deep in your family, and I think it extends, beyond Lucius Banda. There's Apo Banda in it. So, can you confirm to us that this is all Soldier nurtured you to do, or there's another career that you're silently pursuing? You have said that you're a private person. Perhaps there's something silent that we do not know. Apart from music.
Professionally, I'm a business administrator.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes you do. I'm sure I've met before, more decked up in a suit.
Yeah.
Such situations are Mr. Banda.
And not Mr. Zembani.
No. Mr. Zembani, cargo pants, funky hair. But yeah, professionally, I am an administrator, and there is so much that I do besides music. There are times that I can go a month focusing on other things, but I love keeping those things private. I mean, you do know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I love the other things. I mean, of course, remember, is it last year? That's when I think I put a flyer on my page about my car hire. I'm a transporter, and I think I've been doing it for like maybe 6, if not 7 years now. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the only other thing I can mention publicly. But there's a lot of things, I think, 8 that I have my hands on.
Okay. Yeah. So when people discuss about the Banda musical legacy or the Banda musical dynasty, if I were to call it, names like Lucius, Paul, Francis, and of course yourself come up, as the bandas that are, that we know. And yet today you seem to be the only one that is carrying, that mantle. Was that a conscious decision on your part, or mukangari mukupasana matenya kuda ndala inachita mbali yawo sapo banda inachita mbali yawo? I think ni nthawi yanga amabiri lola izizayi ndizipanga ineyo zimene zizi.
On the contrary, actually, it's me. We can say one thing that my dad was keen about was, okay, I'm going to teach you so that you teach others.
Yeah. So,
it's that type of situation that, let's say, we're having gigs. He pushed us to finish school, guy. We should get to a certain level in school. Then we can pursue whatever we want to pursue.
Yeah.
And for me, Kwambili, especially my mom, she was keen, okay, bring home a degree. When you bring the degree home, then you can do whatever you want to do.
Yes.
I want to do that transport, you want to do that music. You can do it, you're free to do it.
Yeah.
And it's been that order, okay, until you bring the degree home, then, So, the little ones, they've been interested in music, so it's something that, okay, just nurture it, okay. All right, there's a gig deal. Then Penam, there's several gigs that I was actually connecting equipment with my baby. Then be like, okay, can we help? Then be like, okay, can we? Why you should route this to that and all of that. So I see Mabiri is always surprising me on the things that he's capable of musically.
Yeah.
Because I remember I released a snippet of a certain song I want to release. Then when it came back, I did several mixes. Then I was like, okay, several versions rather.
Yeah.
Then I didn't like the mix, the final mix version in Age. Then I was like, can you mix this? Then he's like, I think I can try. This kid spent all night and I did my version 4. Then I called him in the morning, like, who told you how to mix?
Yeah.
I was reading, then I was trying it on the song.
Yeah.
Then tell me, okay, basically about Jaguar and all of that. Komano, he's one kid that I must say he's blessed.
Yeah.
Because he's a drummer and pena the things that I think, you know, meno makalira ukakhala mwana kuti you got a gadget and you just trying things out. One of the things that Mabri comes back to you with. Umadaba kuti, who is teaching you this stuff?
Yeah.
So pajaka generation agaga hey. Yomakale na komano kwambili it's more of okay, let's all do music then. It's really free to you, good okay. You know, I want to focus on this.
Yeah.
Laura is a painter.
Yeah.
She's very good at it. I'm sure you've seen it.
And I've seen it. I've seen it. Yeah.
So she chose that, but she hides this very much. She's a very good dancer. Laura is one person that you can call on stage, and she just needs to watch you for 3 seconds, and she'll copy your dance moves. Yeah.
Okay, so hypothetically speaking, Johnny, if your dad was to sit somewhere and watch your every step, or perhaps watching this conversation, what do you think would be a thing that he would suddenly be proud about you? And what do you think is the thing that he would constantly want you to improve on?
I honestly don't know, because it's I would always go back to him. Like let's say I've recorded a certain song. I would always, let's say I'm working on something, I'd always send it to him. Then he would be like, okay, can you fix Chaguti? Pagod Banjo I did. Okay, Banjo should do this genre and all of that. Komano Kumapero, we got to that point where I would send him something.
Yeah.
Like, okay, can you give this a listen? And I'm like, I love this. Dad, what do you think about this? I love this. Then I'm like, okay, I'm writing this song, but I feel this story would fit best with you, not me. It would fit best with me. Like, yeah. You know, I think I'm too young to sing this story.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, let's do it together. Like, where do I fit it? Let's see them around your age group.
Yeah.
Then we're like, I love it. Then let's do it. But one thing that I hold dear so much was how he never stopped reminding me that I'm proud of you. And it was, I remember towards the end we were having a conversation. Then it was that man-to-man conversation. Then he told me, like, you know, I don't have much time.
Yeah.
And one of these days I may be gone. And he was like, you know, take care of your mom and your siblings. I'm going. And we went into a whole craze about that. And I remember, I think, because when he left going to the hospital, the idea was, the expectation was, I'm over 2 weeks and he'll be back. Because Kanyuna in a blogger.
Yeah.
Then they wanted to fix that. Then he had an infection on his leg.
Yeah.
Then that's what ended up dragging the whole trip. And there was no arrangement with, okay, my fees when they're set, and all of that. So you'd be running around, running the businesses, Komano, you couldn't access the funds or to even pay the employees and all of that.
Yeah.
And then I remember there was a time that I remember when Ben called me, oh, I need to write my mid-sem. Kumano fees had to come to 50%. Yeah. Then I didn't know how to raise that money. And I got to that point where I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just sell my phone. When I ran, when my money is in, I think I can go buy another phone. Then my uncle was like, my phone is a phone. I was like,
yeah.
Then I was like, I have the degree, but I'm going to because I got at least this it and design. Would I say I'm up fees and maguti? Passy. Then thank God a certain move came in. I think it was the highest gig I think that I ever had came in, and Bena, he would call me crying like, "Would Bena just withdraw this semester until Dad's back or until you figure it out, then I can enroll back in." And then I was like, "Okay, you concentrate on school. Let me concentrate on getting the money for you to stay in school."
Yeah.
So God came through. We managed to pay the fees and all of that. And then he was telling dad, no, that concerned my so then he was like, how? Mr. Fist then he was like, Joe and to Mizia and date, Nalibira. Joe, okay. Then we're talking, then he's like, how do you people like, no, that gig nabanga and I paid fees and chan, nabanga so zina Zembani na sija. Then I think I can go.
Wow.
So it was that moment. It's that statement is one that's it made me rethink. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have matured up to that point. Would he has the confidence to go? I think these kids will take care of each other. They're fine without me. Maybe he would have held on. But when I look back at it, I'm like, I think I needed that. I needed to grow. This needed to happen for me to grow.
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing you'll be proud of. And looking back, he didn't want the work that he did to just die a natural death. I think looking at the group, still moving almost every weekend, we're up and down. I think he would look at that and be proud. And the things that he broke his back working for, and still standing, if anything, growing bigger and bigger. I think that's one of the many things that he'll be proud of.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Face2Face Podcast. My name is Victor Daffrece, and I am having a chat with Johnny Banda, son to the legendary Sir Soldier Lucius Banda, the late. And I believe this conversation is making you nostalgic of Lucius Banda, because pretty much you're just feeling like I'm having a conversation with Lucius Banda himself. They say an apple doesn't fall far much away from the tree. So yeah, So, Johnny, have there been moments whereby unapeza mabonyondere moyo simply because you're Lucius Banda's son, and palima moments enage wekoma chiro zoti nakomereredwa upeza gig yakuti chifandine mwana wa Lucius Banda?
Oh yeah. So many times. Yeah. So many times. And I think hatred is the jogoti inherited, and you don't mean the hotspots.
Yeah.
It's not
the soldier.
They can't get to him, so they're trying to get to me.
Yeah.
So there's so many. I mean, even on social media, do they even know me? Then you see even the write-ups people make, and you're like, you don't even know 20% of me. Just by reading it, you're like, this person doesn't know John.
Yeah.
And then Umang said, had they known. So there's such situations, and a few opportunities that I did get because of who I am.
Yeah.
But it's actually on the other side. So I don't give him that opportunity. I remember when I just graduated, I was applying for jobs and all of that. Then I went for a certain interview. Then the interviewer was interested in what I do.
Okay.
How much money I make. So I told him, like, naturally from an earlier stage, I was trained to be a business-minded person. So I'm not really worried about how much you're going to pay me. All I want is, okay, I've worked here for 6 months, for a year, 2 years. That's all I want. My pay, I think I just wanted to cater for my expenses coming here, because I want the experience. Because you can hustle as much as you can out there. When you haven't had an experience of a white collar setting, you end up lacking in some way.
Yeah.
So those situations, Pena was an intimidation. And I'm like, I want to learn from you, but you're intimidated by me.
Yeah.
So, it's something that I accepted. To some I'll be a threat, to some I'll be an inspiration.
So Masteni Madala onse ndala najidabo. Masteni, I remember there was a time that she was a member of parliament.
Yeah.
Dalaso inapita ku parliament kuja. Ndemwe anthu kumadaba kuti perhaps Johnny, as he matures, as he ages, he will follow the similar path. Perhaps we may see you contesting for Balaga Chanchen constituency.
maybe not.
Okay.
When I look back at it, I'm like, I think I have seen the ugly side of politics too much. To not meddle with it.
Yeah.
To not dance with politics. So sometimes I'm like, but I think my ideas would work best. I think this is what we need. I think we need to fix this and all of that. But one that's very interested in politics is Mabi. He's a natural politician.
He's a natural politician.
Oh yeah.
But we're to see another Banda resurfacing in Parliament in the near future.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So talking about politics, your dad was highly associated with the United Democratic Front at some point, and very much affiliated to the Muluzi family. Okay, the former president, Dr. Bagiri Muluzi, was a very close friend to the late soldier. Does your family still remain, or rather still maintain relationships with current UDF leadership or the Muluzi family today? And how do you view those historical connections?
One thing I loved about their friendship was, and one thing I love about Dr. Bagiri Muluzi as a person is he's that person that he's so good at politics. He doesn't just shoot back when you're shooting at him. He's one person that I think he's open to being critiqued. And Zina and Zina, it's something that I think a lot of not many leaders possess in Malawi. And I think from his tenure, if you remember correctly, Zina, after him, after his regime, I think it became harder and harder. It was difficult for a president to be corrected, and they take it in and fix that.
Yeah.
It was something that it's my order. But on keeping ties with them, not really. No, we don't.
Okay. So many Malawians grew up seeing your father and your uncle Paul as brothers whose bond extended beyond music. Yeah. And since your father's passing, I know social media has occasionally speculated that your relationship with your dad's big brother, your uncle Paul, may not be as close as people may assume. Where have things gone wrong, if at all there's that bad blood between you and your uncle Paul?
I don't think there's been any bad blood. But me being me, I keep my private life private. Yeah. But so far, what I can say is that.
Okay.
Because I mean, it's the same thing as me coming here to prove a point that I've spoken to my mom today. I don't owe you that. I don't owe Malawians that. I don't need that approval.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a Banda situation. Because, I mean, if we're all Bandas, it would make sense.
Yeah.
Komano, kula pili, kula jere,
Yeah. So, I say, we understand good parenthood extends you having your mom and dad. Sometimes makolo so amabanga extend that boundary. Right? Amakalankolo, mazanti, amakaso and tamajo makolo. So I wanted to understand what role did Uncle Paul play on you, both during the time your dad was alive and after his passing?
It's quite a minimal one though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's quite minimal because Kwambili was close with my dad.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But on his, it was quite minimal. It was Kwambili. I would interact with him when I go. Let's say when I'm with my dad, I'll be at the studio. Then I'll be playing with his with my cousins, Victor and Jan, who are like my older brothers.
Yeah.
Because I think amongst us all, one gono no naline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, distancing yourself from the legacy of your dad to building your own independent legacy as Zembani Banda. Worldwide, we have seen children birthed by music legends, not necessarily riding on the legacy of their dads, and they start producing their own music. Even here in Malawi or so, we've got a number of examples that we can cite to say that this artist is the daughter to such and such a late musician, and then she is doing her own music. But that pretty much hasn't been seen in Johnny Banda. You have your own singles out, but there's a general, consensus around social media that Johnny doesn't do his own music. He is riding on his dad's legacy. He does sing his dad's music quite a lot. When are we going to see the independence of Johnny Banda musically?
You already sing it.
Okay.
You already sing it. I mean, it's been this month and it'll be 2 years since my dad passed.
Yeah.
I think much of it has been my brain at work. If it was otherwise, I think we would have just been listening to his music. But our focus as a team, if you noticed, I don't write Mr. Zembani on flyers. We write Zembani Band.
Yeah.
Because we move from focusing on an individual to the group. So, God forbid, but if I die, there'll come another frontman. Kai na retire, maybe will take on. Our focus moved from Johnny being an independent act to just being a group with the Zembani Band. So it's impossible for Zembani Band to be on stage and they don't sing music done by Lucius.
Okay. Oh, now I get your argument. So your argument is saying that if we are presenting ourselves as a Zembani Band, it's supposed to be Lucius Banda's music. But then still more. But people are craving to see your musical identity, to see, okay, this is Lucius Banda's son. So this is his independent music. Perhaps that's the part that most people do complain about. You can agree with me that mugapanga posti zintu pa Facebook baje eti olo antaka koma ngani posti mina bana na mwana amene kumambe kuimba nyimbo zake bwanja zake zamba kuimba liti.
Actually the funny part is antacho jisabula so masho. Antacho jisabula macho. Olili onela pa Facebook saone. Wakaload wifi ya bwana aonele show yo. But for those that are our fans, I mean, you can go watch our most recent performance. Our second song is Wangiru, done by me.
Yeah.
And every show, that's the order. And I think maybe what Malawians want is a speech before I sing the song. But I'm paid to sing, not to speak. I'll start speaking when I'm in politics. But Komano, we do combine. So I think what a lot of people expect is they want to hear a lot of me and less of him. But that catalog is 20 albums plus, man.
Yeah.
You can just take 3 songs from there and off you go.
Man. Yeah.
Come on, so majority of the sets in Makala Ijogudi by as demanded by the promoter.
Yeah.
And as like last year I've done a lot of private functions where I would request like, okay, what's the set like? Is it free for us to choose with it in model? So I get on stage and I see the audience. Maybe some have noticed, but because my track list always changes, I don't have a permanent list. I get on stage. Maybe the first 2-3 songs are the ones that are permanent. Sometimes, so I get on stage and I gauge, okay, audience, silly boy, Victor, Komano, there are audiences that they get surprised with. Sitting invariable. They want songs that were done in the 90s.
Yeah.
So I'm an entertainer. I'm supposed to give them that.
Yeah.
There are other wedding performances that I've been booked several times that, okay, I want you to come sing Wangiru for me. And that's it. So I drive from Lilongwe all the way here, sing that song. Then they're like, oh, what's one Zagu Kosa? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The others that like, okay, I love Esther so much. My name is Esther. Can you come sing this song on my wedding?
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Yeah. Okay, so Johnny, let us also touch another live wire in our discussion. So sometime this year, when you celebrated one of your siblings' academic achievements online, that is Ben, Benson Banda. Some social media users questioned why certain family relationships were not publicly known during your father's lifetime. They'll be like, okay, if Lucius Banda was to celebrate a child's birthday, it was always Johnny. It was always about Laura. It was always about Mabidi. Now we're having a new Banda in the picture.
Hey.
You know, I wanted to appreciate. Did those comments hurt, anger, or surprise you? And what do they reveal about how the public views celebrity families?
They didn't hurt me at all. I'm sure you know me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It takes a whole heap of trains to move me.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're standing under the limelight, you expect it. Komano, just a quick question: why weren't they surprised when they saw us saluting our dad? Why are they surprised now that Mano Jabanga graduate?
It's a very good question.
Exactly. It's too late for that reaction.
I like it. I like it.
Better.
It's a late reaction.
Yeah.
It's a late reaction.
So, all I can say is he's my brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you look at my face, look at him.
Yeah.
The funny part is we all look alike at that age.
Yeah.
If you see my picture of me at that age, I look exactly like him.
Yeah.
When you be 31 like me, as I'll be turning this age, you will look like I do.
Okay.
Yeah, so what matters is he's a Banda and
Okay.
don't say my vibe.
Okay. So he's Lucius's third, yeah? By okay. Okay. So I wanted to know what is the hardest conversation you never got to have with your dad before he passed?
I don't know, because 2021, when he was first diagnosed with renal failure, we did have quite deep conversations, and one of the hardest parts of it was I remember he kept telling Masteni, can you call Joe Abwele? Because she was with him ku Kamuzu Central. So she went, then we thought, maybe it's just one of those weekend. Then another one would close to 2 weeks. Then what we do, Nyumba, is if Masteni has traveled, then I have to be fixed to Balaga to make sure things are all right. If I travel, then she has to be home. If me and her travel, Laura needs to be there to supervise. So that's when she called with I think Murara. So I traveled that side. Then he was in a bad state.
Yeah.
So we chatted. He was excited to see me. Then I think that day Mastini had a break. So it was just me and him. The whole day. And I went with Uncle Elias Kamoto, his elder cousin, kind of like the older brother. One of the greatest uncles, I should say. And tinacheza mazulu nakutuzota ma visiting hours ata. He was like, zingwambira ambaye akudaliseni mnabula uzationa. Then he turned to my mom, Su, komatamuze Joe Abwele, I want to see my son. Then I felt cold. I was like, huh? That is all day and you're asking for me to come see you. You have no recollection who I was. So with time I got to understand that was the side effects of kidney failure.
Yeah.
Could even it messes up some hallucinations and all of that.
Yeah.
Komano, we did have a lot of conversations, but I mean, when you're best friends, you crave that last conversation. You wish that, okay, maybe if I was there, he was breathing his last, maybe I would have gotten, confidence. Because I kept when I was talking to him, he was like, I'll be back in 2 weeks, because 2 weeks prior, if not a week prior, that's when he was like, I should be back in 2 weeks. Then I was sending him like, okay, I've recorded these tracks and all of that. Then he was like, oh, nice. I've written several pieces that you would also love. Maybe you can sit down with them and all of that, fix them up and all of that. We do something. Then because there's a certain song I wrote, and I was like, this story suits you. Then he was like, I love it. But then he was like, Akumanoti Imbelimos. I was like, okay, fine. I will write another verse for me. Then I was like, okay, you can sit on it and put your ink on it.
Yeah.
Then he was like, no, this is perfect. I'll just go into the studio and sing. Then it was just heaps and heaps of projects that we planned to do, and we never got to do.
Yeah.
So there are about maybe 2 or 3 tracks that him and I recorded together. Some Zambiti Mankala Zoguti, I'm in the studio, maybe I've written with him, and he sings it as him.
Yeah.
Komano, me and him being on a record together as vocals, I think it was like 2 if not 3 tracks. And those should be out in the Full Body Project.
Okay. Yeah.
But I crave for that conversation that maybe that would have helped give a certain closure. Like, okay, he always had so much to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Johnny, now that Masteni is widowed, and you being the firstborn son, David Variant, then you are David Variant.
I am.
David Variant.
And it's a heavy cross. It's a heavy
So
cross.
I wanted to understand the weight of carrying that family on your shoulders. 4 siblings, yeah, including 4 siblings, and mom, the expectations, and the public wants you to constantly perform. What's the weight on your shoulders like?
It's very heavy. Very heavy. There are times that I remember my drummer band James. Yeah. He always has this phrase he always says,
yeah.
Then it always sparks a debate and a conversation where the whole band jumps in. I think the painful part about our life as men is that we're here to toil, work, and go. But that's role basing.
Yeah.
Well, you're supposed to come on earth, operate on 3 hours of sleep. Victor Daffrece, I was a great man and all of that. Then people look at what you've left behind.
Yeah.
Komano, it's not an easy one. Times I'd get frustrated and be like, damn, if there was someone that would, I'm going to even for a week.
Yeah.
But I'm thankful for family.
Yeah.
The uncles, like I said, the uncle Elias Kamoto. He always calls and encourages.
Yeah.
I remember when Madala was in hospital, he would, I'm sure you've been to Balaka, one point.
Yeah, I've been to Balaka.
Yeah. He would just surprise me. Panko Libanji. Uncle. No, boss. He was just thinking about that. Then would go Munda, then he would encourage me, and it's those conversations that have given me strength, and also seeing life back at home. Like, okay, if I don't step out to go work, everything will be Zomwe is under my custody. Good, okay. You're supposed to sort this out. Zara,
Finally, the final question. 20 years from now, when people hear the name Banda, what do you hope they will say about Johnny Banda that is completely different from what they say about Lucius Banda? Yeah.
I think I've never thought about that. I mean, we all hope to live forever. Yeah?
Okay.
But I hope they look back and be like, okay, there is one guy that made it a point that his father's name is never forgotten. The work that his father put down, continue to live on. And he made sure that it's carried on from his father's generation to his generation to the next generation. Yeah, because I have always looked at my life that if I choose to not do what I do, less than 6 months you forget.
Yeah.
In 3 months, you forget.
Yeah.
if I say, okay, I'm very on Facebook, guys, let's throw in the towel. That's it.
Yeah.
But you have to carry the cross, Basi. So I would want to, I think I would love to hear that being talked about. But yeah.
I say, then I would remain the last question. It's a lighter question. We'll slot it in still. Discipline. Ya muntu ochuka. Mfana wa soja, mfana Lucius Banda, chani ndio akazi tu mbwerekete. I say, how do you handle fame? Like, because this is a very, it's lighter question, but it's a very important question because and how makani ma fantasies akamabona nanto ochuka ano ochuka ine baby osene ngagwese from Chitipa to Nsanje komano nfadive discipline wise and how your dad impacted you kuti uzikhala mosamala malenga ndimene kunja ubulili. Quickly, just answer that question.
There is one line in Mugawadule. Zanzigo songazimaliza. It's one very short but deep. You need to understand that fame is like smoke. It's there for a while and it goes.
Yeah.
So he had this phrase that he'd always tell new band members, even supporting staff.
Yeah.
The behind stage stuff. This is Zembani Band. Mugalidengera jina. Mubira jina ligada lipo. You'll be buried whilst people still celebrate Victor.
Yeah.
You go before you even get to see the fruits of your name.
Yeah. So
it's I feel it's something that a lot of us would need. It's a conversation that a lot of us would need. Because it's not something you can bundle into one conversation.
Yeah.
I think serious.
Yeah.
I think it starts from childhood and yeah. Komano, I think because he continues training at Udi, people always flock to you.
Yeah.
Accept it.
Yeah.
And if you get carried away with it, muta. So you should accept Udi, you should understand Udi, you need to, it's all on you.
Yeah.
You staying healthy, it's all on you.
Yeah.
You being safe, it's all on you. But examples are plenty. And I love watching documentaries and especially on other artists, especially international acts.
Yeah.
So that, in a way, plays a role. Okay, so I get to understand the dangers of it all. Because, like they say, fame is a dangerous track.
Yeah.
And the worst part about it is it's not about you that is famous. It's the people that want it. That's where it gets deadly. Because their obsessions and people go to great lengths. And there's things that you can imagine. Okay, I think people can go to this length for fame, but they go past it 150%.
Yeah.
So ukazidengera lazima umaliza. Komano, I think you need to look back. Okay, kunalindani. Oh, kuna Victor, kuna John. Okay, John is not terrible. Victor is not terrible.
Yeah.
And learn from that.
Yeah.
On how you move.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, everywhere you go, there'll always be people that will fantasize about you.
Yeah.
Will you finish them all?
Nah, you want. Johnny, it's been a pleasure, my guy.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much for coming through.
Mafusata?
Hata. Mafusali mbili, but then I think for the purposes of this show, we are done. We are done. We are certainly done. And I know Mafusali and Tagu Afus about Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap. The name remains Victor Daffrece and the channel remains Face2Face Podcast. And in this episode, I had a conversation, not just a conversation, but a very interesting conversation with Zembani Banda, popularly known as Mr. Zembani. He is son, the firstborn son to the late Soja Lucius Banda. And I believe you have learned one or two things and you have been granted an opportunity to have a glimpse of what was Lucius Banda like at home. As usual, please make sure that you go to the corner and hit that subscribe button and follow more content. Bye-bye.